Good morning everyone, Mr. Smith here. This video is for the Lesson 10-2 worksheet. This video will serve as instruction or just to check your answers. For example, you can either pause and play and try the problems as the video is going, or you can try the worksheet first and then check your answers at the end. Let's get started. The directions read, evaluate each expression for the given value of the variable. Show each step you use. The first one is done for you. We're not going to look at the first one. We're going to skip down, straight down to the second one. And it reads 2 times, and then in parentheses we have a plus 3 when a equals 5. That means we're going to take the a out and replace it with 5. And so that's what it says to do here. Substitute values. Then we're going to do 5 plus 3, that is 8. And that's because inside parentheses goes before multiplication. Then we do 2 times 8 and we get 16. Number 3 reads r plus r divided by 2 times 4 when r equals 8. The first step is to substitute values. What you see here is that they did that for us. Both of the r's need to be equal to 8, so we changed them to 8s. Next, we need to remember the order of operations. We are to multiply or divide from left to right, so we divide first. So the division right here is 8 divided by 2, that's 4. Then we're going to multiply. So we have 4 times 4, that's 16. And last we add, 8 plus 16 is 24. If there's a common type of mistake on number 3, it's that kids would just work it from left to right and they would add 8 plus 8 first, and then you get the wrong value. So don't forget when we're doing this, we have to think back to our lesson before where we do parentheses, then exponents, then multiply and divide from left to right, then add and subtract from left to right. Let's check out the tables. The tables are actually easier than they look. A lot of kids think they look hard at first, but they're not bad. Let me show you how. The first one is actually done for us. It says use the given values to complete each table, and then it says the first one is done for you. So here, I'm going to solve 5 and 6, and for number 5, the problem is 2 times c plus 7. Now you might say, what is c? Well, c is going to be 4, and then separately c is going to be 6, and then separately c is going to be 8. So what do I mean by that? Well, the first problem I'm going to do 2 times 4. I'm getting that from right here, and I'm going to add 7. And 2 times 4 is 8, plus 7 is 15. Since 8 plus 7 equals 15, I'm going to put 15 right here. Now I'm going to do this problem again, except for I'm going to change c to 6. Where am I getting that 6? It's right here. I'm going to point out to you right here that, and I should have said this at the beginning, let's go back to when we didn't have anything, 2 times c. I want you to pay attention to the fact that you don't just take the 4 and you don't just take the c out and replace it with 4. That doesn't just become 24. I know it kind of looks like it does, but 2 right next to c, and we've taught you this, 2 right next to c means 2 times c. So on the second problem, it's not 26, it's 2 times 6. That's why I'm squeezing a little dot in there. And then after you do 2 times 6, you're going to add 7. 2 times 6 is 12, plus 7 is 19. Our last one is going to be 2 times 8. Where am I getting the 8? It's from right here. So 2 times 8. 2 times 8 is 16, plus 7 is 23. Alright, let's check out number 6. Number 6 is very similar, but there is an exponent. It says w squared minus 3. So my first problem there is going to be 2 squared minus 3. And 2 squared is 2 times itself. 2 times itself is 4. And 4 minus 3, 4 minus 3 equals 1. So I'm going to put a 1 here. And my second problem is, it's not erasing, so I just need to kind of cross it out. My second problem is going to be 3 squared. See that 3 right there? It's going to be 3 squared. So 3 squared is 9. And 9 minus 3 is 6. Let's see if I can get the eraser to work now. And I just can't. Oh well. My last one's going to be 4 squared, so I'm going to do it way down here. 4 squared minus 3. 4 squared is 16 because it's not 4 times 2, it's 4 times itself. And 16 minus 3 is 13. Alright, let's check out the word problem at the bottom. Number 7. Solve and show your work. The height of horses is measured in hands. To find the height of a horse in inches, use the expression 4h, where h is the number of hands. Rosa has a horse that is 15 hands tall. How tall is Rosa's horse in inches? Rosa's horse is blank inches tall. So the key math problem here is 4h. And we have to remember what 4h means. What 4h means is 4 times h. And h is given to us later in the problem because h stands for number of hands, and it says right here that Rosa has a horse that is 15 hands tall. So what that means is, I think, did I say 4 times h but then write 4 times 15? I should have written 4 times h, and then later we read that h equals 15, so it's 4 times 15. So I kind of skipped a step there without explaining it. And 4 times 15 is the same as 2 times 15, which is 30, times 2 again, which is 60. Rosa's horse is 60 inches tall. Alright, let's check out the backside. Now, these videos have a limit of 15 minutes, so I'm going to get as far as I can, and if we have to rush through the last couple problems, we will. The directions read, evaluate each expression for the given values of the variables. Sometimes there's more than one variable. That's okay. Some of these are just simple single-step problems. For example, number 1 says a minus 4 when a equals 16. You can simply, without showing much work here, replace the a with the 16 and do 16 minus 4. 16 minus 4 is 12. The number 2 requires a tiny bit more work. Use my whiteboard here. Number 2 says 2 times b plus 9, and then it says that b is equal to 3, so I'm going to do 2 times 3 plus 9. The order of operations states that I multiply before I add. 2 times 3 is 6, and 6 plus 9 is 15. Number 3 is another somewhat simple single-step problem where it says c divided by 2. And then it says c is equal to 26, so I can just take the c out and replace it with 26. 26 divided by 2 is 13. Go ahead and move my whiteboard down. And I've already done those. I'll put a 13 here. And I'm on number 4 now. And that 13 is so messy, I'm going to rewrite it. Number 4 says 5 parentheses 9 plus d, and I'm just going to take the d out right now. Over here it says d is equal to 3, so I'm going to take the d out right now and replace it with a 3 and save myself some time. Minus 6. Don't forget the order of operations. I'll put it over here. I do parentheses first, then exponents, then multiply and divide from left to right, then add and subtract from left to right. So inside parentheses here I've got 9 plus 3. That's 12. Now I'm going to put a little dot here because 5 parentheses means 5 times. So when I get done with 9 plus 3, I need to immediately remember now it's times 5. And I'm going to subtract 6 later because I multiply before I subtract. So I'm going to do 5 times 12 now. That's 60. And I'm going to subtract 6 now. 60 minus 6 is 54. The answer to number 4 is 54. Alright, let's move on. Number 5, I'm going to make a big whiteboard and just do all 4 of these problems together. If I can. Number 5 reads, g squared plus 23 if or when g is 6. So I'm going to take the g out and replace it with 6 squared plus 23. You definitely do exponents before you add. And 6 squared means 6 times itself. That makes 36. And now I just simply need to add 23. 3 plus 6 is 9. And 2 plus 3 is 5. The answer is 59. Okay, let's check out number 6. 3h minus j when h equals 8. So I'm going to rewrite it now as 3 times 8. And j equals 11. So I'm going to subtract 11. PEMDAS tells me to do multiplication before subtraction. 3 times 8 is 24. Minus 11. 4 minus 1 is 3. And 2 minus 1 is 1. The answer is 13. Alright, let's check out 7. 7 is parentheses n minus 2 times m. So I'm going to do my parentheses first. N has a value of 5. It says right here n equals 5. So I'm going to do 5 minus 2. And 5 minus 2 is 3. And then right outside those parentheses is a dot. That means times. And it's going to be times m. And I need to look up here what m is. M equals 9. 3 times 9 is 27. Let's try number 8. R parentheses s squared parentheses t. This one's tricky, but we can do it. I'm going to take the r out and replace it with 2. I'm going to take the s out and replace it with 3. And I'm going to take the t out and replace it with 5. Now something you may or may not have picked up before is that all of these parentheses means multiply. So if I wanted to, I could even rewrite this as 2 times 3 squared. I'm just going to do right now. 3 squared is 9 times 5. Well, it's t fab. Yep, t is 5. And now I'm just going to work them from left to right. 2 times 18, or 2 times 9 is 18. And 18 times 5 is 90. The key there, what makes it look so hard, is all those parentheses. But all those parentheses simply mean is to multiply. Alright, let's check out the next set of problems. It says use the given values to complete each table. And these are similar to the ones we did in the front. And these are actually similar to what we've done on the whole page, really. Number 9 is 2 parentheses 13 minus p. Where over here, p is going to first have a value of 2. So if I take the p out and make it 2, it's going to be 13 minus 2, which is 11. And then 2 parentheses 11 means 2 times 11, so that's 22. And I could hopefully quickly just take some of this stuff out and replace it with, I'm going to change the p to a 3. 13 minus 3 is 10, and 2 times 10 is 20. And over here I'm going to change it to, p changes to a 4. 13 minus 4 is 9, and 2 times 9 is 18. Okay, we are about to run out of time. So I am going to skip numbers 10 and 11. I think I've shown you enough of those, and you can try those. I'm going to skip down to number 12. It's an interesting problem. And we'll see if we have time for 13 as well. The sales tax in one town is 8%. So the total cost of an item can be written as C, that's the cost, plus 8 1/100ths of C. What is the total cost of an item that sells for $12? Well, I'm missing some information. I'm missing the value of C, but I know over here it's 12. So this problem can be solved by taking the C out and replacing it with 12 plus 0 and 8/100ths times 12. And so really the hardest part here is to do 8/100ths times 12. And that's the same as 8 times 12, which is 96. And then moving my decimal over twice. So the tax costs 96 cents. And 12 plus 96 is $12.96. Alright, thank you for watching.